What's up guys and welcome to FPL Today. I'm the man in the know, JNO, and welcome to another transfer targets video, this time looking at Manchester City and Pep Guardiola's plans for the 2019-20 season. If you have been enjoying this series, please do hit that like button, and also in the comments down below, let me know who you think Manchester City need to get. And also thank you so much for the support that has been shown on the Liverpool transfer targets video, and we're going to try and learn a few things from the feedback that you guys gave me, and let's get on with the video. So we start off with the players that have been confirmed to be leaving this summer, and it is of course Vincent Kompany going to Anderlecht as a player manager, and also Patrick Roberts is going to Norwich on loan. Now Vincent Kompany is of course going to leave a big hole in that team. Not only was he a great defender when he was fit, he was also part of the locker room. So Manchester City are most likely going to be looking for a centre-back to come in to play alongside the likes of Laporte. Patrick Roberts won't be as much of a big miss, but it will be interesting to see how he does for Norwich in the Premier League on loan in the 2019-20 season. Also, we covered the players that are rumoured to leave, and so far the players that I can see that could potentially leave this summer, and just take note, this is potentially, a lot of people were mentioning the Mohamed Salah thing in the Liverpool video with him going to Real Madrid. These are just the rumours that I've heard. It's not necessarily likely that these transfers are going to happen, but there is rumours out there that these players could be leaving in the summer. And the first one is Leroy Sane, as Bayern Munich are very interested considering the retirements of some of their legendary wingers. The last time I heard a rumour about Leroy Sane, however, was on the 18th of May, so potentially this rumour has died down. Back in April, Riyad Mahrez was rumoured to be unhappy with his playing time, so Riyad Mahrez is a rumour, but again, that hasn't been mentioned in a long time, so Riyad Mahrez looks like he's likely to be staying at Manchester City. And then also Raheem Sterling was mentioned all the way back in March. However, it was Real Madrid who were interested, and they just got Eden Hazard, so I doubt Raheem Sterling is going anywhere. So, areas to strengthen for Man City. Because of Vincent Kompany leaving, I think central defence is definitely an area they need to focus on. I also think they are still in the market to replace Fernandinho, as he is getting on in age, although Ilkay Gundogan did do a very impressive job for Man City in that role near the tail end of the season. So we start off with defence, and interestingly, the most recent rumour around Manchester City is Joao Cancelo from Juventus being linked with a move to Manchester City. Now, I think this is a great move for Manchester City if they can get him. It means they'll have Kyle Walker and Joao Cancelo, and I think backup for Kyle Walker was a bit thin on the ground. At Juventus last season, 22 appearances, 2 assists, 7.22 average rating. The last I heard this rumour was on the 16th of this month, so it is a live rumour right now. And I think if they can get Joao Cancelo, that would be a great signing for them, and it'd be very interesting to see how he does in the Premier League. Another player they have been linked with very recently, and they are probably going to be fighting their rivals across City, Manchester United for them, is Harry Maguire from Leicester City. Now, Harry Maguire has been one of those players that is interested the top clubs for a while now, and Harry Maguire has been thought of as a player for both Manchester clubs that could come in and do a very good job and become potentially a club legend. Harry Maguire, 31 appearances for Leicester last season, 3 goals and a 7.01 average rating. Last I heard this rumour was also on the 16th of June, and also we have to take into account the fact that he is English, which does help with certain rules and regulations in the Premier League. Another very recent rumour is Angelino from PSV, a left-back who of course could come in and play alongside and rotate with the likes of Mendy, who is very injury-prone, and Zinchenko. Angelino did actually go to PSV from Manchester City. However, his performances at PSV have been impressive enough, and Manchester City have a buyback clause, which means they could get him back for some decent value, which makes this a very, very possible transfer. At PSV, he played 34 times, getting 1 goal and 9 assists with a 7.55 average rating. And just for value, to have another replacement for the left-back position, this looks like a good possibility. We've then got Junior Firpo, probably butchered that, from Real Betis, who they are also interested in. A centre-back that's had 22 appearances, 3 goals and 4 assists, with a 6.93 average rating for Real Betis. Last I heard of this rumour was on the 3rd of this month, which means it has died out a little bit. But a lot of clubs are looking at this guy, and he does look like a potentially good defender for a lot of the top 6. And then also we have two more left backs. We have Grimaldo from Benfica, who a few Premier League clubs are interested in. 34 appearances, 4 goals, 12 assists at 7.50 average rating. Last this rumour came up for Manchester City, however, was in March. And Ben Chilwell, also in March, was on the radar of Manchester City with 36 appearances, 4 assists and a 7.04 average rating. Again, the fact that he's English being very interesting to a club like Manchester City. We now move on to midfielders, and there is 3 central midfielders that they seem to be looking at as potential replacements for Fernandinho, and the most recent rumour is Rodri. It looks like Manchester City are willing to pay his buyout clause, which is an incredible amount. I think it was around the 70 million mark. I don't have the notes right in front of me for the buyout clause on his contract. But Rodri from Atletico Madrid, 34 appearances, 3 goals, 1 assist, 7.24 average rating last season for Atletico. I think this is a good possibility because they have been watching this guy for a very long time. He's been popping up every month as a transfer rumour for Manchester City. The other players they have been looking at for a similar position, Marcus Llorente from Real Madrid. However, he didn't really get much game time last season. 7 appearances, 6.83 average rating for Real Madrid. I think this would be one that maybe they get if they can get him at a decent price. But the fact that he hasn't had much game time, I would assume they would lean more towards Rodri. And then Ndombele, probably butchered that as well. Leon, 34 appearances, 2 goals, 7.40 average rating last season. This rumour was around at the beginning of the month that Manchester City were interested in him. However, I see a lot more interest and news on rumours from the Tottenham Hotspur camp as far as this guy is concerned. So I don't think this is necessarily that likely. I think Rodri is the one that they're most likely to get out of those 3. Also in the central midfielder position, we have Saul, also from Atletico Madrid. 33 appearances, 4 goals, 1 assist, 7.17 average rating. But the last I heard about that was back in March. And Thomas Partey, also Atletico Madrid. Looks like they're looking for a lot of their players from there. 32 appearances, 3 goals, 4 assists, 6.93 average rating, also back in March when this was the transfer rumour. Thiago from Bayern Munich is also a player that they were linked with, again back in March. 30 appearances, 2 goals, 6 assists, and a 7.59 average rating. The reason I include this is Pep Guardiola is known to be a fan of Thiago and has wanted to be linked back up with him for a while now. So even though the rumour hasn't been around for a while, it would still be a player that I'm assuming Pep Guardiola would be interested in getting if he was available. And then as far as other midfielders, we do have Bruno Fernandes. Again, this guy looks like he could be going to Manchester United, but Manchester City have shown some interest. Sporting Lisbon, 33 appearances, 20 goals, 13 assists, 7.83 average rating. A lot of clubs have shown interest in Bruno Fernandes though. And then also Thiago Almada from Argentina, Vélez Sarsfield, 9 appearances, 3 goals, 2 assists, 6.77 average rating, is another player that have shown some interest in back in April. But to me, the most likely one to happen soon would be the Rodri transfer. And if we look at Man City's midfield in general, it's not like they need to go out and buy a lot of midfielders. And then we move on to forwards and more attacking players. And the most recent transfer we've been hearing about is Joao Felix from Benfica, another player from Portugal. 26 appearances, 15 goals, 7 assists with a 7.52 average rating. This rumour has been around and flying around for a while now. It looks like Pep is definitely interested in this guy. However, there are other clubs interested in him, and Atletico Madrid at some point did look like they were leading the pack for this player, but in football anything can change. There's a bunch of other players they've been looking at, however, you don't often hear as much about these guys as you do the central midfielders. We have Hakim Ziyech, who a lot of Premier League clubs are interested in, who I think would be a good fit at Manchester City, to be fair. 29 appearances, 16 goals and 13 assists with an 8.54 average rating for Ajax last season. Nicolas Pepe, who I think is more likely to go to Liverpool, 38 appearances, 22 goals, 11 assists with a 7.62 average rating. And Douglas Costa from Juventus, who potentially would be looking for a move, seeing as he didn't play as many games as you'd assume he would have wanted to play at Juventus last season. 17 appearances, 1 goal, 6.63 average rating. All of these were rumoured back in April, but not much has been said about them since. Joao Felix is the only one that has really been mentioned as an attacking player this month. And then we also have Paulo Dybala, Nicolo Zaniolo, hopefully I've said that right, from Roma, and Antonio Marin from Dynamo Zagreb, who I can't get much information on, unfortunately. They've also been linked, but this was back in March. Dybala again feels marginalised at Juventus, but it would be a very, very expensive transfer. And Zaniolo looks like a very decent player, but his stats don't exactly jump off the page. 27 appearances, 4 goals, 2 assists with a 6.70 average rating. So I think again, Joao Felix is the one that is most likely to go here. So overall, Rodri and Joao Felix look like very, very possible transfers, as well as the likes of Angelino, potentially Joao Cancelo, and then another central defender, Harry Maguire, being on the top of their shopping list at the moment by the seeming of things. Anyway guys, hopefully you have enjoyed this video covering the Manchester City transfer targets. Again, I'm reporting on as many of the rumours as possible and then giving you my opinion of which are most likely to happen. So let me know which you think are most likely to happen in the comments down below. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and also hit that notification bell so you know when my videos go live. I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.